Hey everyone, we're on lesson 23 of our 30 Songs in 30 Days lesson series. And today, we're going to work on a great Steve Winwood classic, Back in the High Life. Now, since we're getting towards the end of our lessons, we're going to use some more complicated chords on this one, slightly more complicated. Let's walk through them. The first modified chord that we'll be using today is a modified A major. Now, you remember how to play your A major, right? Or that's how I play it. We've seen this before, so this is just a refresher. Play your A major with your first finger and your bar across the second. That's your A, or like I do it. Then you add your fourth finger down here. That's on the third fret. That's going to be your A suspended. We'll be switching between this modified A major and our traditional A major in the verse and the chorus. Second modified chord is going to be a modified version of D major. Now, you've seen this before also, so let's just quickly review. Here's your D. First play your open, and then your D chord. Now, if you throw into that an F sharp bass note, you can use your thumb like this. It'll be on the 6th string, 2nd fret, on your D chord. I can't do this. That's how so many people play it. I do this. I cheat a little bit. I steal my 2nd finger and put it up over there, and then I don't play this 1st string. That's how I play it. But you can do it this way. Whichever way works for you. Either way, that's the chord we're going to make, which is a D with an F sharp in the bass note. D over F sharp. And we're going to be using both the D and our D over F sharp for this song, so you've got to pay close attention to when we use what we want when we want it. All right, time to get into our song. Back in the High Life's got an intro that's also used for its verse. We'll also play a chorus, so let's get to it. Now pay attention to the rhythm. A lot of pushing of chord changes here, meaning they can happen earlier than you expect them to. That's a little bit like push, you see? There's a lot of push chords happening as opposed to which would be on. We're going to push it. So you can see the progression for the intro's got that kind of funky pushed rhythm thing. That makes it a bit of a challenge, also makes it very cool. So we'll break the progression into 2 parts. So here's the first part. We're going to start on D. And the best way to think of this in terms of when to change is that thing we do when we're saying and. Like you go 1, 2, and. So it's in between. It's in between the beats. So 1, 2, and. And you go to the G on the and. 1, 2, and 3, 4. You see? 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that's how we're going to push up to the G. And then we're going to do the same thing with the D, back to the A suspended and the A, as in 1, 2, and 3, 4. And the difference is we play the A on the 4. So that bit again, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Like that. When you put them together, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Excellent. Now, chorus is longer and it's also just a little bit more complicated. But you're going to get this, I'm sure. But we break it down into 4 parts. It's like this. And remember that what we talked about earlier with the beginning, you've got the 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. This song has a lot of those upstrokes, what I refer to as upstrokes. So they're like 1, 2, and 3, 4. You're changing chords on those ands. And the chords for the chorus for this part are going to be the D, and then we're going to go to an E minor. And then we're doing that D with the F sharp bass note. It's a little hard to get to after the E minor, but you can do it. Or this way. And then up to the G. And remember, they're all the upstrokes, so 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's the first part of the chorus. Let's do it one more time. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay? Now the next part, this is part 2 of the chorus, it looks like the second part of our verse. We have D, and again it's on the ands. 1, 2, and on the and, we go to the A suspended. And then to A. On the 4, as in 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's the second part. Okay, on to part 3 of the chorus. Now you'll notice that the strumming gets a little more percussive here. Matter of fact, it's a little tricky to get exactly what is happening on the record, and that's simply because the drums are really making this rhythmic thing happen. What we're doing here, we have to figure out how to play something here that feels like what's happening on the record. And maybe the best way to do it, rhythmically speaking, is to think in terms of 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. That's the gist of what you're going to be doing as we get to this part. So you've got G, first of all, on this bit, 1 and 2, and D, 1 and 2, back to the A, 1 and 2, back to the D, 1 and 2. That's the gist of that. So how you play it really is about feel, but that's the thing. It's like... If you can figure out some way to get that where that feels good to you, probably start by going... That's the feel. Maybe get used to even playing that just over and over as a cycle. It's going to really help when you get to that bit of the chorus, because it's a very cool part of the song. And now we're at section 4. This is the last part of the chorus. We're still in this little 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So we've got 1.5 beats on G, 1 and 2, 1.5 beats on D, 1, 2, like that. And then we're going to have a little rest and mute this section that goes back in the... There's really no chord there. Ultimately, it feels better to just strum that muted. So like this, like 1, 2, back in the... And then we get to this D with the F sharp bass note. High, and let that ring. High, life, A suspended, to A, back to D again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, rest. Back in the high, life, again. It's tricky because there's a lot of this, but when it all comes together, it's going to sound amazing. Let's have a go at going through the whole chorus in its entirety. There's a lot of it there. I'll go as slow as I can without me losing it here. I'm not going to sing, but we can play. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and pause. Back in the high again. Ta-da! Well done. So just like with the other songs, if you think about this in sections, it's going to be a lot easier. Step by step, this is how it happens. First, we've got the intro. Next, there's a verse. Then another chorus. Then our intro, coming back to repeat again. Then we've got another verse. And lastly, a chorus into the outro, which is basically the same as the intro. So let's take it slow, and let's focus on those tricky chord progressions in the chorus. And whatever you do, just keep practicing. It always gets easier the more you practice.
Hey guys, this is Back in the High Life again. How'd you guys do?
They used to sing to me that my life ran out too fast, and I had to take it slowly just to make a good part last. But when you're born to run, it's so hard to slow down. So don't be surprised to see me back in the bright part of town. I'll be back in the high life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again. I'll be back in the high life again. All the eyes that watched me once will smile and take me in. And we'll drink and we'll dance with one hand free. Let the world back into me, and oh, I'll be a sight to see. Yeah, back in the light again. You used to be the best, to make life be light to me. And I hope that you're still out there and you're like you used to be. We'll have ourselves a time, and we'll dance till the morning sun, and we'll let the good times come in, and we won't stop till we're done. We'll be back in the life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again. We'll be back in the life again. All the eyes that watched me once will smile and take us in. And we'll drink and we'll dance with one hand free, and make the world so easily, and all will be a sight to see. Yeah, back